Hello everyone and welcome back to Days Out, and today I've brought you somewhere with one of the most diverse collections of rolling stock anywhere in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nene Valley and Railworld. The Nene Valley runs for 7.5 miles from Yarwell Junction to Peterborough via Wansford. The railway was opened by the London and Birmingham as a cross-country route from Blisworth to Peterborough. The LNWR later opened an extension to Rugby in 1850, whilst the Great Northern opened a branch to Stamford in 1867, which closed in 1929. The Blisworth line closed in 1964, followed by that to Rugby in 1966, with freight to Oundle lasting until 1972. In 1968, the Reverend Richard Patton acquired 5MT number 73050, setting up the Peterborough Locomotive Society at Fletton in 1971. In 1973, the society relocated to Wansford, with the Fletton Loop being reinstated in 1974. The Peterborough Development Corporation, meanwhile, had acquired the trackbed from Longville to Yarwell Junction as an extension of its Nene Park at Orton Meadows. Unfortunately, a lack of suitable rolling stock led the Nene Valley to look abroad, the first acquisition being Swedish SJ number 1928. The first train ran on the 1st of June 1977 and Peterborough was reached in 1986. Thanks to its Continental stock, the railway has featured in numerous TV shows and films, including 2 Bond films, Octopussy in 1983 and GoldenEye in 1995. Sadly, some of the Continental stock has moved on, but one of the locomotives to remain is this Swedish B-class, number 101. The Bs were introduced in 1909 for mixed traffic duties and totalled 99 locomotives, with number 101 being one of 3 built in 1944. She came to the Nene Valley after a short spell in Sweden's Strategic Reserve. Behind number 101 is a Danish third open trailer, number 479 from 1960, working on suburban lines in a push-pull formation. Other Continental coaches include 4 from Belgium, 2 from Sweden and 1 from Norway. One of the Continental coaches is this very ornate restaurant car, number 2975, built in Italy in 1927. The coach actually worked in Switzerland, which probably explains how it survived the war and was withdrawn in 1977. It came to the Nene Valley in 1978 and is currently being restored into its European Pullman livery. COF 2 from 1957 was designed for light shunting, its low height making it suitable for transportation on flat wagons. Since 1990, she's worked on the Channel Tunnel and at Eastleigh via Hong Kong Airport, being withdrawn in 2003. Wansford is the railway's headquarters. The original Jacobean-style station building here was closed in 1957, along with Castor further up the line. Now, when the Nene Valley moved in, access to this building was denied, as BR had already sold it off. So, a new station building was erected in 1995, and this building was acquired in 2016. Meanwhile, on the main platform is this waiting shelter, which came from Barnwell. Now, despite its humble appearance, this building did actually see royalty, due to the station's close proximity to Barnwell Manor. Standing in the bay platform is DL83, delivered to Stewarts and Lloyds by Rolls-Royce in 1967. Sold to London Transport in 1971, she was withdrawn in 1989. Behind is an LMS CCT from the film Octopussy. On the other side of the level crossing is the signal box, erected by the LNWR in 1907. With 60 levers, it replaced 3 smaller boxes and is the largest signal box on a UK heritage railway still in its original location. Also at Wansford is a model railway, housed in a former Southern Railway sorting van, number 4920. Opposite the station building is the former 60-foot turntable from Bourne in Lincolnshire. Relocated to Peterborough East in 1959, it was relocated to Wansford in 1977 and extended to 76 feet. Opposite the turntable, we have Jack's Green, a Hunslet 060 saddle tank built in 1939 for the Nassington Quarries. She is in fact the sister of Ringhall, now preserved on the North Norfolk, and was withdrawn in 1971. She came to Wansford under her own steam, which included running over a short section of the East Coast Main Line. Class 14, number 14029, was outshot from Swindon in 1965 and sold to British Steel in 1968. Working at Corby and Buckminster, she was withdrawn in 1981. In preservation, she's been based at the North Yorkshire Moors, Great Central and Kent and East Sussex. Wansford is also home to the railway's engine shed and workshop where visitors can look around. Railcar number 1212 was built for the Swedish State Railway in 1958. One of 378 railcars, outshopped between 1953 and 61, they had a maximum speed of 78 miles per hour. Behind is one of the 321 trailers, number 1987. 5485 is a Polish 080 tank built by Fablock in 1959. Spending her whole working life in the coalfields around Bytham, she was withdrawn in 1995. Barbel was supplied to the Oxfordshire Ironstone Company by Sentinel in 1964 and later sold to Stewarts and Lloyds in 1967. Sold to the Round Oak Rail Terminal in 1994, she was withdrawn in 2006. Inside the workshop are CIWL Tri-Composite Sleeper number 3916, the frames of 5MT number 73050 and Hudswell Clark 060 saddle tank Derek Crouch. Services on this day were in the hands of Class 45 number 45041 Royal Tank Regiment. The Class 45 was a development of the earlier Class 44 with 2,500 horsepower. Number 45041 ended her days on freight workings in the Midlands as she was not ETH fitted, being withdrawn in 1988. Leaving Wansford, trains pass through the 616-yard long Wansford Tunnel. At the western end of the line is Yarwell Junction, where the Rugby and Northampton lines split. This platform was opened in 2007, and from here passengers can take delightful walks to either Yarwell or Nassington. Leaving Wansford in the other direction, trains cross the old A1 road and the River Nene. The next station is Overton for Ferry Meadows. The station originally opened as Overton, with the suffix Waterville added in 1913. Closed in 1942, the station is now home to the Nene Valley's Night Mail exhibition. The Night Mail exhibition tells the story of the travelling post office, from its earliest days to its withdrawal in 2004. The collection includes vans, lorries, bicycles and even a mock-up of a Class 325 cab. Since 1986, the Nene Valley has offered a railway letter service and runs TPO demonstrations at certain events. Most postal vehicles live a rather ordinary and boring life. But not this one. This is number 30272, built in 1949 to an LMS design, and is the only survivor of the formation involved in the Great Train Robbery in 1963. In preservation, the coach was donated to the National Collection in 1974, and then it went to Tyseley before being donated to the Nene Valley in 1996. Alton Mere opened in 1983, being located at the eastern end of Nene Park. Just beyond the station is Longville Junction, where the Fletton Loop branches off to join the East Coast Main Line. Peterborough is the railway's eastern terminus. The signal box here came from Welham Bank near Spalding, whilst at the other end is a bridge carrying the East Coast Main Line. The station is also home to the Nene Valley's wagon group. The group owns 70 wagons and has plans to recreate two formations, a mixed set and a van train. The first railway to reach Peterborough was the Nene Valleys from Blisworth in 1845, followed by the lines to Saxby and Ely in 1846, Spalding in 1848 and Wisbech in 1866. In pre-grouping days, the city was served by 4 companies: the Great Northern on the East Coast Main Line, the Great Eastern from the east, the LNWR from the west and the Midland from the north. A yard and depot was situated at New England, coded 35A and 34E from 1958. The city has only suffered 2 closures, the M&GN in 1959 and Rugby in 1966, and remains an important hub on the East Coast Main Line. Opposite the Nene Valley is Railworld, built on the site of the LNWR's Woodstone Depot, closed in 1932. Started in 1981 by the Nene Valley and Peterborough District Council, it was backed by the Science Group as an international extension of the NRM. Opened in 1985 as the Museum of World Railways, the name Railworld was adopted in 1992. Railworld's main attraction is RVT-31, an experimental high-speed hover train. Designed by Vickers Armstrong in 1971, the train reached 107 miles per hour during testing, but was cancelled due to the costs and the APT project. Dismantled in 1975 and stored at Cranfield University in Bedford, RVT-31 was donated to the museum in 1996. A lot older is this LNWR motorcar van from 1920. Converted into a weighing machine van, it came to the Nene Valley in 1976 and Railworld in 1988. A recent addition is the HST, with the power cars coming from East Midlands trains after a period in storage at Long Marsden. Also in the set are the first production buffet from GWR, a trailer from the prototype and a second trailer from L&ER after a period in storage at Papworth Sidings near Ely. On a much smaller scale is this rail bike from Sweden, used for track inspections. The Garden Railway was started in 2012 and features UK and Continental stock. Another layout at Railworld dates from 1992, having been used by BR to promote electrification of the East Coast Main Line. Over the years, further additions have been made to the layout. One industry that Peterborough is famous for is brick making. This stationary engine was delivered by Bellis and Morecambe of Birmingham in 1916 to the London Brick Company. It has a steam engine and a generator, producing 365 horsepower, and was donated to Railworld in the 1980s. This signal box came from Nene Junction, being installed by the Midland in 1922. Closed in 1973, it is now used as a viewing gallery. At the west end of the site is another gallery, offering views of the East Coast Main Line and the line to Ely via March. So that was our visit to the Nene Valley and Railworld. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment and follow me on Instagram, link down below. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all on the next day out. Bye for now.